Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with another Reddit story for you. This one from AITA is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Telling My Kids They Aren't My Problem Anymore? My ex-wife and I got sick of each other about 10 years into our marriage. We had 3 kids by then and we tried to make it work for their sake. It did not work and we divorced. I let her keep the house because it was the kids' home and I wanted them to have some stability. I paid child support and I paid for extracurriculars on top of that. I had to work a lot of hours to afford everything I was paying for, but I thought it was worth it. My mental health improved being away from my ex and the kids were taken care of. I tried to stay involved in their lives, but I couldn't support them financially as well as be there for every event. I made an effort to be there for all the important things, birthdays, Christmas, holidays. I would also make sure that my custody time was sacrosanct. I would turn off my work phone and be present when we were together. But no matter how I tried, they got resentful that I wasn't always there. It didn't matter to them that they only got to participate in these activities because the only way they got to participate in these activities was because I was sacrificing for them. They wanted me to pay for the extras, but somehow not work to pay for the extras. When they got to be older teens, I tried reasoning with them, but their argument was that their mom worked and still managed to attend. We grew apart and they cut me out of their lives. I hated it. I still made sure that they all graduated from college without debt. One of them got a scholarship, so I actually had a little extra money to give them. I rarely saw them after they left high school. I have not seen them in years now. My ex passed away and I sold the house. It was mine, as per our agreement. She could live there for free until she got remarried. She never did. The kids were expecting to get money from her estate, and they did. After everything was said and done, they each got about $31,000. What they didn't get was a share of the profit from the house. That will fund my retirement. I disliked my ex, but she was a good mom. I never wanted to get this money this way. I would have been fine letting her live there another 30 years. The kids came to my house to talk to me. They said that they were all counting on that money. I asked why. What made them think their mom was going to die on vacation at 53? They said that it wasn't fair that I got the house. I said I owned the house and that their mom didn't leave it to me. As part of our divorce, I owned the house and even paid the taxes and for maintenance. They said that they could really use some help. I said that none of them were really my problem anymore. I hadn't been invited to their homes and I hadn't been asked to participate in their weddings. I attended as a guest. They all think I'm being an asshole and stingy. I think they would not have bothered talking to me except for the money. You're 100% right on that one. Top comment on this one. Yeah, I'm glad he called them out on that. Despite being divorced from their mother while they supposedly had a close relationship with her, he's the one saying he didn't want the money this way and wishes she was still here while they were saying they were counting on it, which is such a weird response to someone's premature death. Even if they expected to inherit, it shouldn't have been for potentially decades yet. I can't imagine that being my priority after losing a parent. Yeah, you know what? That's a damn good point too. That being the thing that being the thing that they are focusing on right now is pretty wild. They could really use the help, they say. And to show up, look, I mean, I do not think he chose wisely when they were kids. There's no fixing that now. I can, at the ripe age of 42, grandpa here, remember, I can look back and now say that if you're working your ass off to provide, but you're missing out on being a part of the family, you're missing out. And there is a balance there somewhere. So I'm sure he regrets his decision in not being a part of their lives more. He's justified it to himself by saying that he provided everything that they were able to do. And I'm sure he did. And maybe they wouldn't have been able to do what they needed to do. I think part of the problem there is that if that is the arrangement, that needs to be something that the co-parents are both on the same page about, because if mom was here saying, oh, he just chose not to be here instead of he's working his ass off to make sure that you guys get to do these things, that definitely doesn't help the message, right? It doesn't help the message at all. So I don't think he chose right back then. And even after all of that, it's not like he tried to form a relationship with them. Neither did they. They didn't do this. They didn't do it either. And they have their opinion that I'm sure has something to do with what their mom communicated to them back in the day, but they're grown-ass adults now who have the choice and the free will to mend that fence or to start a relationship if they want to. If they aren't going to start that relationship, they can't come to him and say, yo, we want that money that they have no claim to. There's no legal claim to it. Why they thought they were going to get it, unknown. The fact that they're so eager for it so shortly after she passed is like, we don't know how long it was after she passed, actually. It was long enough for him to be able to sell the house, so maybe they've had time to grieve. Maybe they've already grieved in their own way, and now Now it's something different. But unless she had told them that they were going to get the money from that, they'd have no reason to think that, right? No debt from college with 3 kids. He did enough to set them up. Agreed, Amy. Like, that's a huge deal. That is a huge, huge, huge deal. He helped them so much, and someday they're going to figure that out. But right now, they're just seeing him as a checkbook. Again, for them to have no appreciation for or desire for a relationship with him, they have to be unaware of him providing everything that he provided. They have to be unaware of how good they have at having no debt out of college. They have to be unaware. And either, I don't know, he tried to reason with them several times, but they already had their opinions formed. This is on them. So the question, am I the astronaut for telling my kids they aren't my problem anymore? In the context of how he had to say it, I'm going in TA. In the grand scheme of the whole story, everyone sucks here. I think that this is a pickle that could have been avoided, but in this specific instance, they are clearly in the wrong. They're not even trying to seek building a relationship first. They just want the money. They didn't even pitch it as like a package deal. It wasn't like, hey, we'd really like to start spending more time with you and we'd like the proceeds of the house. It's just, we want the proceeds of the house. We need the stuff. We want the money. That's it.